Right, people, we're going to start again. Oh. Andy, all yours, mate.
Right. Stick the first slide on them, Mick.
Okay, mate.
Butchart Gardens, Victoria, on Victoria Island, right? I've got 30th wedding anniversary, and my wife wanted to see Wales, but while we were over there, this is what we did on my birthday, 23rd of June. It's a world-renowned place. Go on to the next slide, Mick. It's loads of hanging baskets, loads of everything there. I did literally hundreds of photographs of this place, and my problem was whittling it down to just a few. A little bit of history. He used to make Portland cement, and he got a quarry, and his wife, when they finished, his wife didn't like looking out onto a bare quarry, so she decided to make a garden, and that garden has become world renowned. Okay, next slide, Mick. This is the sunken garden. That was the base of the quarry. They imported horse and cart and all that. All the soil to get in that quarry, just so they could plant it up. One of the things with it being cement, where you've got rails of any decent thickness, they're made out of cement, reinforced cement. Those you can see there, the metal rails, so they're obviously not. Okay, next slide. Everywhere, it's absolutely fantastic. The bedding displays, the lawns, everything about the place is immaculate. People travel from all over the world just to go there. When you think it was a quarry, and that's what she's transformed it into. Okay, next one. Pond, lily pond, weeping willows, all sorts there. Just to make it so when she was standing in the dining room or looking out, she could actually, instead of seeing the quarry, she wanted something which was pleasant to look at. That's how it all started. Okay, next one, Mick. Got a fountain. This fountain's, it keeps on. It's not just one thing. It does a multitude of things. I've just chose, I think, just the one photograph to show you what it does. You can see how it's arching in, it arches out, it moves round, it twists round, does everything. Truly spectacular display. That's just the fountain. Okay, next one, Mick. Just looking down, look at the bedding. That's looking back to where we came in, looking down first of all. See the steps.
Mm-hmm.
It's only they started it, trying to think, 1907. Yeah. Okay, next one, Mick. Talk about a wildflower meadow. That's they got it fenced off so people don't go and stand in it. You know, it's ruck of different poppies, a few cornflowers in there. It's absolutely amazing to actually see it. I took loads of photographs of this, but I've just included a couple in this thing here. Okay, next one, Mick. They got a lake at the back, a small lake with a fountain. One of my wife's cousins knew that we'd gone to see Wales and thought there was a whale in the background spouting. but it's just a fountain. Okay, next one. Trees also, different colours. It's well thought out. As I say, they come from all over the world just to see this. The lawns are maintained. I think they got something like 50 different gardeners just to maintain the gardens. Lots of volunteers as well. Okay, next one, Mick. They got a Japanese garden as well, and there's a Japanese influence. And I'll just read this. I can't pronounce his name. A 65-year-old garden designer from Yokohama, Japan, came to Victoria at the request of his son to build a tea garden. And they ended up building, a Japanese garden, and this is part of it. How would you like that for a fountain? Water feature. It's big as well. All right, next one, Mick. Rose gardens. You can see at the top right-hand side, that's the house looking out over the gardens. That's it. Yeah, brilliant. They made the money making cement, Portland cement. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of roses. A lot that we don't see, of course, because they're over in Canada. They've got German roses, all sorts. Okay, Mick, next one, please. And of course, they got I put that in for you, Mick.
Good man.
Sweet peas there in the middle of the rose garden. Yeah. Okay, Mick, next one. Just a wigwam with them on. One of the problems with it being a garden, it's not just they're trying to make it as natural as possible without having lots of labels for all the plants. You can see they've got the labels there for the roses, but you walk around the rest of the place and you're scratching your head because you don't know what they are. They don't put the labels on because it distracts from the display. And I take it they're lights to light it up at night. Okay, next one, Mick. That's the lawn in the middle of the rose garden. And it's, yeah, it's lovely. You have to bring every bit of soil in, every little bit in. Okay, next one, Mick. Some more of the roses there. Yeah, what can I say about it? It's just a delight for the senses there, the smells, the sight of them, all impeccable. As soon as the rose goes over, you come in, they pinch it out, keeping it clean so it keep on flowering all the time. Okay, next one, Mick. I've got a few on the rose garden, haven't I? Okay, there's I say it's just a delight, and in that you've got the hanging baskets as well with a few other things in. If you're into your gardening, which we all are here, you'd love it there. You could spend ages there. My wife didn't want to go at first, but she was quite happy in the end. Okay, next one, Mick. That's the Japanese garden. Just people walking into it there. As I say, you got a 69-year-old Japanese fella to design the garden. Came over from Japan to do it. All right, Mick, next one. That's a water feature coming out of a wall. What you can't see is underneath that, you've got the water cascades down. And in Japan, they're all into mosses, aren't they? And what have you, lots of different mosses. It's a good size as well. Okay, next one, Mick. It's a Japanese style, the bamboo, and they got I take it that's the light on the left-hand side. you got a couple of different lights that they use. You know, I'm sure they let the top off and light some under there to let a bit of a glow out.
Mm.
You'll see the, I think it's slate on the path there, you know, just acting as a mulch.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, Mick. That's some of the moss. They are into the mosses. It's manicured. Yeah, and the moss and the lichens hang and cascade from the trees.
Oh.
Takes decades to get like that.
Mm. It's effective though, isn't it?
Oh,
With
it
the
is,
ferns as well.
yeah. Okay, next one, Mick. They have the gravel gardens, don't they, in Japan, and they rake them and they get the position the stones. Those 3 stones at one end and one down the other. I don't know what it signifies, but it's you'll see that in all and Japanese designs, and the gravel raked with the lines in, like you get the waves in the sea. I don't know why, but there is a purpose to it. Okay, next one, Mick. Yeah, Asa there as well, and another pond. It's a little cloud trees in the background. You'd think that you'd gone to a different country when you get in it and you get lost with the way it twists and turns. It's sort of, you're there, you're in it. It's not like you look across it to something else. Very, very cleverly done. Okay, next one, Mick. Right.
Lovely. Cheers, Andy.
I saw about half the pictures that was, Mick.
Hey,
That's about half the pictures I sent you.
there's a couple you would put on twice.
Right, okay.
Looks like you enjoyed it, any road.
Right,
Lizzie,
oh, I enjoyed it.
Lizzie, got your hand up, pet.
Where was it?
That was in Victoria Island,
Victoria
Canada.
Island. Where's that?
Sorry, it was Victoria, but Vancouver Island.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Woodchart Gardens,
Right.
world renowned. It's one of in the top 5 in the world. Apparently, it's been going for ages. And that, as I say, that was a quarry for making cement,
Awesome.
a working quarry.
Lizzie's got a return ticket if you want it.
You what, Mick?
You've got a return ticket. You can lend to Lizzie.
There's we did 8 flights to do what we did each, and it was tremendous. Wife wanted to see whales, and we did 5 whale watching trips. West Coast, 2 on the west coast of Canada, 2 on the east coast of Canada, and 1 in Iceland. Saw whales every time. And as you know, I photographed them, Mick.
Oh,
You saw the pictures on my Facebook page.
yeah, for real. You was both happy then? Good outcome for you both.
Yep.
Lovely. Cheers, Andy.
Cheers now.
Right, Delphinium. This is one of your best ones. Obviously, this was early on during the year because I've been cut back now. But this chap's a corker, and the flowers seem to get bigger every year. It's got a black bee in the middle. But quite a few people walk around here local, asked for some seeds, so I took a couple of chaps off, drawed them out. So if anybody wants any Delphinium, obviously it's going to cost you a stamped addressed envelope. Might be cheaper to get them off eBay. I don't know. Put them there if anybody wants them. Just message me. That's anybody on the Zoom or YouTube, whatever. 2 wines to come on. Parsnip and the spiced banana. They're both clear. This one's clear as well, if you get some light behind it. But I've been that busy. I ain't had time to do them yet. Might do one next week. Still collecting me leaf mould in the morning with Russian. Right, super soil. This has been out a couple of years. I only found out about this a month ago, just over a month ago. I said I'd tried it for on my compost and my leaf mould. On YouTube tonight, about 2 hours ago, I put my trial using the super soil in my compost bin. So that's on YouTube. I've still got to trial it again in my compost in the sense. 2 separate bins, bays, plus on my leaf mould. But I did learn something about this in my springtails. But if you haven't known, it's worth it. I'll get a talk earlier on to the Green Farm Collective. This was in Wolverhampton. And I looking at it, I emailed off them last night. So that super soil, it started for the farmers in Ireland. And there's quite a few, I think it's about 8 or 9 who've used it, and you can see them under there. I put all the bits in, and I've just asked the Green Farm Collective, any farmers tried this yet in the UK? Doing trials myself at the moment on my compost and leaf mould, and I've sent him the link, but he ain't got back to us yet. But these Green Farm Collective, I'm advertising for next year's already, and so I'm going to ask Super Soil if they come over to the UK and do little demos or go to fakes or whatever, flog the stuff. But that'd be an ideal place for them in the road, sorting them two out. There's Des, our Central News weatherman, and our kid was on again with his photo. This is where he works up the wall garden, up Lesers. He's getting more publicity than me. I had a visitor during the week, Lynn and Colin from Brum. Good to see them two again. What I got for Lynn was one of my canners, Durban. This is the first one I had. Fell in love with the leaf. Just the leaf alone. That's just another view. Just from different angles, it brings out different colours, as you can see there. And with the sun behind it as well, it brings out even more. But that was a corker. But when Lynn come, I said you can slice that right down the middle. So if that leaf was lifted out the road, slicing down there now. There's still time for him to carry on growing. Plus he got 2. Look at that, beautiful. I also had a photo last week. I'll put it on next week. But the same strain, Durban, we made from Canada. He's done a cross, and he's now got different, more colours in here. There's like a blue, and it's spectacular. I hope we can get the seed for next year. Lynn and Colin bought me a Prezi, such as gold, that'll always be down well, and a proper marker pen. It doesn't fade in the sun. Your superior being. So I tried it out. And it's ideal. This is nice and thin. Steve, sorry. Not bloody Colin. And Steve sent me a photo. That's where Lynn had split them both. Perfect. And they'll have new shoots coming out here within a week or something. But keep in the sun, don't let them dry out. And watch the winds. Well, I think them are stone pots anyway. So it'll be perfect with that. That's why I said Colin, because Colin's on next. But cheers for that, Steve and Lynn. Right, Colin, we ain't heard from him for a while. I messaged him a few times. Both of them have been ill. Him and his missus. But he messaged me during the week. because he buys stuff and flogs it. And he says, mate, Mick, there's a bloke flogging a lawnmower near to you, and this is one of the old ones, bloody heavy, but it's a good cutter. And he says, can you pick it up for us? So I did. He said, have you got any talks near me? Or if we'll pick it up, but we're going to sort that out. But he ain't got much luck, or that much luck. He's got cancer as well. And while he was in hospital, this was on a top, and the house got struck by lightning. The tiles have come off there. The missus must have crapped herself. He got no eating, sod all. So he's in like bloody state. Right, Jerry, our fruit man. Busy time for him. Tatton Park, Cheshire. Oranges flower show. Really enjoyable couple of days. Judging this morning. So I blew up on the photos. Just looking at the fruit side of it. Some good sized goose gogs there. I could never understand that, the RHS rules. You can't put anything underneath, like leaves, to enhance the. I mean, we're doing ours on our schedule. Some of the places just look bare as a badgers. Anyway, that's up to them. They run it. But out of the way. Thank you. The size of them goose gogs, corkers. Nice bit of fruit there. Red berries, white berries. I ain't got no white. Right, this was up by my raised bed. Bloody wind blew it over. If he was in one of them, he'd have stayed put. That's solid. I should have clicked on really. So that's his position now. That's where he lives. There's really no wind down there. And he's just throwing a flower this morning by Durban. Exactly the same. This is one plant when he went in. And there's 4 coming up now. And he's just got a flower in. It'll be open in a couple of days. There's a new shoot on the bottom of him as well. This is a nice dwarf from seed. He's got to be one of my favourites. Happy Firework. Boston. Nice yellow. He's really got much yellow. With a red throat. Nice in these. Just another quick one about the supersoil. When I emailed him, I said, right, the one for the gardener is just your 10-gram pack. They cost 35 quid. I says, you're selling to gardeners, not farmers. People ain't going to buy it, and I wouldn't pay for it. So you either bring the price down, then you make it easier for them. Still, that's up to them too. Right, my last 2 cannons up what I've got in the greenhouse. These 2 are what I've got to keep an eye on, in the sense that was imported in. So that edge of that leaf don't look pucker. But Sylvain says that's usually the seed leaf. Once them are dying off, the others look okay. But I'm sending photos every week anyway. But I've just potted him on from him. Now just top dress that, which I haven't done there. I'll put him nice and straight. Tropical about passion. I keep an eye on him as well. Just putting them on, same size pot, but it's just well, I've put a bit under there. And that was the one from Holland. This is my self-setter. Gonna pot him on as well. It's pot size up. I'm going to bury that stem again, take them 2 leaves off, which I've done there. You can see a root trying to come out there telling you, bury me. So I have. So that's twice on. Last 2 times I put him on and buried them. Took the leaves off and buried them. just rubbing out different bits of manures. This is old stuff. I think that one was goat. But mixing them all together, beautiful stuff. Looking through the greenhouse, I saw a variegated leaf, so I noticed that before. Under here, this normal green and variegated. Very supple. 2 mixes for me wenches. I've got to drop them off during the week. Dry garlic. That's just a top dressing for their raised beds. Right, my automatic watering up my tunnel back of the garden. This tap's outside on the front. That's hidden. The steps up here. We see it later on. But to get him on there, I had to knock all this brickwork out. Like so. That's it. Now I can get him on. Go back on it. That was a pain in the ass to set up. Do it on YouTube. He's a Spanish bloke talking English, obviously. But talking away through it, and halfway through, he says, "This is easy." I says, "No, it bloody isn't. I've got to start again from this." I couldn't do it. Luckily, I had Ben's on for till the weekend. He's got to go back for his market stores down London. But while he was here, he did it for us. For him, it was easy. Crap like that for me, and as you have noticed tonight, I'm not starting off. Somewhat weight when I've put all my couplings in, that makes that nice pliable. They go in the air easily. Let's set him up. So that's good, up to the back garden, right to the top. So just walking up, all you can see is a bit of pipe up there. You wouldn't know there's a tap there, unless you bung your head over this side. But that's set up now. Right, this frame of Ben's. Got some more spray paint, Amazon. I remember I touched up all the, I filled all that in, folded it down. So there's pattern all the way around. Just need one colour all the way over. So I wanted it with that. Beautiful. Boston job. He loves it. If he likes it, whoever buys it's going to like it. This was during the week. England under 21s in the final. 1-1-0. Excellent game. This was on Channel 4. Weren't advertising very well. It's crap. I only come on across it by chance. They bloody advertise things. Jesus, man. Anyway, I called it half time. But a brilliant game. Well done, boys. And also, we've got some future good, decent players. Brilliant. Well, quite a bit coming out. In fact, we noticed another new flower this morning. And me and the missus says, don't remember him from last year. I says, Ardo. I think Alzheimer's is kicking in with me, so it must be kicking in with Lynn and all. But some beautiful colours, especially when the sun's on. Right, my watering system what I bought off Amazon. Here's me waiter. Obviously coming up from the bag. So I've uncoupled him from, he was right to the end. But with when he fills the waiter butt up, or when I run the hose out. But now I can just pull the doors off anyway. But I'm connected to one of these. When I want to use it, just uncouple him there. But running the cable out first, look after my mate. I don't let him out because he couldn't get out that road. He now knows where the door is. I just wedged the door up now, so there's a gap there, so he can get out. But catch ball and get in, all that crap. Obviously, that is for this side. That is for this side. So let's go in under there. This is an old fire hose rubber. I can lift that off, put that in, put that back on. Put that the same again. Hot water before I put any coupling on there, and they fit perfectly. And that was the system I saw, the little bits I have. There's loads of goodies. These pegs, there's the normal 10 pegs, and there's some there with loops on. So that's my system coming in. There's the plants, and these are the, I want feeders front and back of the plants. So the line goes all the way around and all the way around in front as well. Right, these two lots. That fits perfect over them. To measure. Brilliant. So that keeps them in place. Then I've took that off, put me line in and put that back on. So I'm not going to catch it, walk on it or whatever. Put my line around the back. If anybody does buy it, just put your line all the way around and come back on yourself, and then all the way around again if you're doing it inside first. And then I'll start measuring. Connect together. I've also got 3 pots at the end of the bed, where it's only got about a foot, just over a foot or something. Now the pressure ain't going to be so much there as what it is down here, as long as it comes out. Right, me farting about. I didn't snap it, but I nearly did. So he's got a bit of let's say, might have broken his leg or his arm. It's an arm in it. So middle where I walk is down there. So this is about 6 inches from there. Come down. Right, my stick ain't big enough, so I've got a toothpick. What I'm going to do, I put a bit of honey on where I've not snapped him, but where I've half snapped him. And what I'm going to do is I've got my string. I'll put that on the snap. Because I was a seaman, I know how to do a whipping, so I'm going to put a whipping on it. That's what I did. So I'm using the toothpick, which is longer than the matchstick, and I've whipped either side of it. Perfect. I have to look after him. All done. Right, put my lines around the back. Yeah, I've got to come off front and back. The pots at the back, I've got 2 in some of them. The big one in the middle, I've got 3 on him. There's 2 coming in from the back and 1 coming in from the front. Can you get these, which spray out or just run out, which you can tighten these up or open them. It's all quite how much pressure you've got, I suppose. The other one which come on into a bit, which is a jet. So I'm slowly getting there. That's the dribble one, and them are the jets. Probably say if you have it on a jet, then you use too much water. Big black again over Bill's Mothers. I've got some good ones just lately. 2 days ago we had a good dollar thunder and lightning again. Corker is my best. Right, inside I only use these if I can. But there ain't enough. I've got to use the other chaps. You can buy spares. Being cure bars, I won't plug them. Come on to that later on as well. But that's when my peas are going. So these, the peas will be planted this side of the cane. So I want them about where they am there. That lot's going to come out as well eventually. Right, that's all my pipe work done. Perfect. Should show it from the outside. Quick photo here, because our mate's come back next door, trimmed. I've got to job his edge again. That's started running through my bit of net in there. So I've got to job that privet again. Otherwise he comes back and does the fence down the bottom. Right, before roses, if you remember, which I bought earlier on, he's got loads on him. You have to see him. That steel corner piece. I've got to get 2 more for this one. Just the weight of the roses, I need tying up. Because when these get a bit of rain on them, the weight on it just drops them down. I've got to get some support, but I'm doing well. All the roses. Gladys them in as well. And that is my dwarf canna, which I'm going to leave out. Well, that's my pink, and I've got another dwarf canna, which is catching up next year. And both done either end. There'll be something else in the middle. Might be my yellow one because he's a dwarf as well. I've ain't really got no bright yellow in there. We'll see how we do. But looking good. Right, there's me outlets. So he's just dribbling out on all the holes. That one is on a spray, half spray and half jet. So you turn these down or whatever. If I had these right up, then them that are going over a pot, you lose the pressure on. But I'm going now to a T as these. So there's 3 on there, as you can see. But it's working. I've just got these on for half hour. In the leaflets, it says do it early morning or late at night. I'm doing it at noon. Why noon? Because it's tap water. And it should have warmed up a bit by noon. That'll do me. But perfect. My mate's got this when he goes away. When he goes away, weeks on end, 2 weeks at a time, and all his baskets, all his greenhouse, and everything else that needs watering, he's got this running around. And he calls it obviously. If you look for a jump seed, but it works for him, and that'll do me. Main thing was stuff in the tunnel. Because I got somebody to do the watering in the greenhouse, which I found. Right, this is B&Q in our zone, and they got identical tops. So do you buy the kits? I'm not sure how long. I suppose you get different lengths kits, but you got to get the right amount of ends. And I've got loads left over, meaning I tell people to just go to B&Q or anybody else that flogs them and buy the bits there. While I was there, I sold this microscope fungi, 12 quid, 360 gram, Robinsons. One's a fiver for 400. So these lot now, you'll see a good spurt coming out of there. Put that weight off. Perfect. There's a little chap and my mate, a Spanish mate on YouTube. Simple. No, it isn't. Right, I tried this on the leaf mold as well. But you're not supposed to seal the bag. Well, I'll seal my bags on the leaf mold. But I've got to do that again. But we're not sealing it. I mean, there's air holes in the bottom. I'll just squash all the air out there. Unless there is left. Right, putting extra pipe work in. This is for me peas. So I'm measuring there again. I should see 17 inches between each one. That's the same distance from my canes. And I got loads of these left. That's why I tell people to go to B&Q. Just work out exactly what you want. And them little clips there, they click on the end, holding them in the ground. So in positioning over there or there. Once that little peg's in, holding in, they'll stay there. Kind of stopper. There's only one stopper in my bag, but I did need him on there, so I did use it. But that's it, all done. So obviously the peas, when I plant them, I'll be going in there. Perfect. Now I took one of them canes out. So I've only got 4 pieces to put in. That should work because I've got the room to do it. Just go back on that one. I took all my fertilisers out, the old stuff. It's better for me for walking in there and working than in the greenhouse. So I've got 9 drippers left and 4 atomizers left. Meaning I've paid for them and I don't need them. So I'll tell people just to work out the length of the hose is the main one. And then whatever plants you got in there, just buy the couplings what you need. Don't get forking out for crap you don't want. Right, left hand grape, he's got about a foot to go and then he'll be pinched out. And then all the grub, nourishment or whatever is going into the grapes themselves. He's a bit behind. Right, there's all my crap I've got out. Some of that solid on top, which I'll put through the shredder. And the stuff was still a bit moist underneath. I'll dry them out, do the same. I had to go down London. When was it? Last Thursday. Or the last Zoom. I will get Ben up. Pick Ben up from Bow. He got a locker there, large locker. It took me 2.5 hours to drive down there. Picked him up. About 10 minutes, quarter an hour. Moved him back up again. And then I should have drove to North Wales, another 3 hours. It's on that. 2 journeys is enough. And that's where we should have gone. Taliban, which is near Bournemouth. Boston Place. That's where he was going anyway. Still taking hound, still nicking bits of wood from this tree trunk. He's going to be there in a while. Right, my peas for eating an exhibition. Just tying these up, pinching all the tendrils off the little arms, like you get on rudder beans. And the first 2 are going out. There's 1 going out. There's 2 going in me tunnel, 1 going out here, and there's 1 going out there. And that's every 6-7 days. Plant them out. Just timing, so I know for next year roughly what I'm going to do. Right, nice root ball. Get him in there. Still got a cane in, holding him upright, so I'll just firm him in. Then tie him up against his new support before I take the other one off. That lot was bunged on top of him after. Now I've still got to put this on because of the squirrels pain in the garden. So that's my first one in that end. I'm a good way through. So this first lot was sown on the 14th of the 6th. Planted on the 11th of the 7th. Another one going outside. First one going outside by the end of the house. When I first started off, people said they can't grow exhibition peas in a raised bed. We'll see. I said that about sweet peas and all. Just top dress within. Put the mulch back on. Give them a good waiter. Then put my covering back on us again. The squirrels, foxes, cats, and really got me bloody cat again. We shall sort them out. Right, that's just lifted me watering ferret away with my peg, just so I can get me pea in here. Obviously, this is the first one going in the tunnel. So he's tilting this road because that's where he's going to climb up that cane. Give him a good watering. Give him a couple of days and I'll take that out. Next one's going in there. Here we go, it's tied in, so the first tie's on there. These, after a couple of days, will start growing up. You've got, obviously, also it's that big. Headphones, are you there? Then left his phone while he's sorting out. These will start growing up, as we see later on, obviously. Sunlight. So I'm going to persuade them. Like I persuade quite a few things. Right, my peach. This is my last one I had. They sent it out as a standard. Which outside's alright, but inside the tunnel, it's a different thing. So I'm going to keep 2 of these good lengthens. There's my one outside. Obviously that was a standard, and you're doing well. I've got a few on him this year, but inside the tunnel it ain't working, so you're going to sort him out. I'm also training other branches off all my other fruits, so they don't overlap other things. Put a bit of carpet again, just to protect the timber. But everything's doing well. Delphiniums, when I chopped them last week, because I fed them as well, and if we don't get no rain, obviously I'm going to grade them. But I've started putting loads of growth on already, which they did do last year, because I've got to survive. And he's the last one I'm taking out. No, yeah, was another one there. Just 3 little ones. But everything's doing well, and I'm still spraying in here. If there's no sun on them, I'm spraying on the night just with a mist spraying with water, just to help pollination, just to help the plants out of all. But you've got to watch the bugs. That is, found a few this afternoon on them again. Spare gladdies. I've got a few gaps. I've got gaps and some that look weak or don't look right, so I'm taking them out. Like that one, that's where you look naff. That had rotted off, so it comes straight out. And replaced with one of my spares. The other one don't look right, so I dragged him out and put a better one in his place. Another one there, one at the back. That one had gone haywire. Got 2 shoots on him, and then a thick shoot in the middle. God knows what happened there. I'll just take them out if they don't. No, just want to keep the spares in the pots. Middle bed, top of the garden. Couple of gaps on them, as you can see. So them just go as well. Just replace them. If they do no good, go back on that one. He's got 2 coming up, so I'll just take the dry medium away. So I'll reach the comb and then just snap the smallest one off, holding the comb firm so I don't displace him. I think there was 2 in there as well, that bit was missing, as you can see there. So I've got them left as spares. Once they're all growing well outside, then these will go down the right hand side of the path, just beyond the fence. There's 2 gladdies. He's got a sparkle already. It's the first one I put out in the tunnel. And that one don't look very well either. But he's now got a cane up on floor. He has got thrip on the top. I'm spraying all the others. I really forgot to spray these. You've got to keep that spray, keep going. Canes up against the berries in the tunnel again. Bit of housework for the missus. Just caning everything. That's my honeyberry. I want fruit off him next year. first year this year. So there's 4 canes in the first one. This lot is going loop. So I'm putting strings down from the top just to take the weight. Because these are getting a bit heavy now, a bit thick. Boston size there came goose gogs. But I want them for that show as well. So I'm training them at the back of that one, and the other at the back of this one as well. And them 2 big ones at the front will come out straight in front, so they don't go over them 2. Another delphinium I just took out, so give him a good feed. The other one I took out there, plus my grapes, still feeding them to an all. Gentlemen, have a piddle in a jug every month. If it's nice and clear, you're nice and clear. There's a little chap jumping about in it. You've got to go to the vet. Look at him, hawker. I've asked him about taking seed. I'll cover that in a bit. But it's harder than what you think. Because if you have got him, I can get about 5 or 6 plants off him next year. So I might scrub around the seeds. Well, that's me saving my own seeds. It's a bit too much, that's what he was saying, but I'll get seed off him anyway. But we'll come on to that later on. All these pots now are top dressed with a mulch. Right. All I want, I've got the main stem, I'll keep it in, and I want 2 more stems coming off because there's about 5 coming away from it. So all I'm doing is sharp knife again. I've chopped one off this growing to the back, which ain't no good at all. It's chopped in. I'm now going to seal him with a bit of honey. Lick my finger. There's 2 strong shoots. Where do I go with Ben? Oh, this was bringing Ben back from London. On the way back, I thought, well, when passing me alpaca herder, got the van loaded up with all Ben stuff. So you have to go back home with a bag of alpaca crap on his, up on his lap, it was in between his legs. But luckily it was a nice day, dry. So I'm going to be trainers on. And picked up some good dollops. This was dry as well. So I didn't really use the fork. Picked it up by on. Beautiful stuff. Got that up to dry out. Right, I'm going away for the weekend. This is last weekend, obviously. Hartley next door is called to me waitering because of his ticker job. I thought if I get the big trays out, get these nice and level, I'll put everything in these and then just throw water in them. So that's what I did. And it lasted till we got back home. But Monday down the road, our grandchild babysitter said it waiters for us anytime we need them, which is good to know. Right, and so the peas start growing up. So I'm gently going to persuade them, like I've done there, to go along the canes. This is that place we went to. It's our kid's daughter, Sarah, her 40th. And I had this place out. Is that it? It's quite big over a bit. Obviously coming to a bit of money. So I had all the mates there for a week. And then the last weekend it was just family. But it was bloody huge. The gardens they got. Badminton, love it. So we had to play in the bloody rain. It's like us going on the beach. We're still going on the beach even if it's piddling down. Just going from the Midlands when we were on holiday. Russian loved it. That's the entrance coming in. Buildings behind us down here. I don't know what this was originally, but there's somebody living there now just to look after us in case something goes wrong, power failure or someone gets jammed or whatever. And that is coming out of the entrance, looking down the road to the main drag, and that's a mile long. That's how far it is up to the property itself. So you come up that lane and then into this place. But it was Boston. That was a fireplace we went in. Ben did work this out, told me what it was. Obviously nothing. But the rooms and the decor, pocket hole. That was our bedroom. That was just the size of it. And that was closed, which we didn't know at the time until they told us. It's a door. You open that and that's the bog. And there's a door there to another bedroom that side. But that there was a bath. And that's it. We're back on that. We'll see that again in a bit. But there's all holes in the back. All the way across. When you put the water on, it throws out water out the holes. Must have been one of the first baths out, or posh bath. But it still works. So still use it. That looks better. Right, that was a bit of sun the day we turned up. Just from then on, it just fiddled down. Almost pot luck anywhere you go, eh? Because people's having issues abroad now with the sun, too hot. Any road up. Bit of plonk. The people who was there during the week, they just left stuff. Obviously, we bought our stuff and all. We legged it down to the beach as well. That's where parking up, sand dunes, lovely big beach. There's quite a few black ones about, but a bit of blue sky as well. And that's what we liked, dog friendly. Otherwise, wouldn't have been there. Pebble Beach till you get to the sand. But the length of the beach, and you'll see the wind there blowing the sand. It was windy as hell, but it kept dry while we was down there on the afternoon. And exactly the same again, you'll see the sand blowing there. We just legged it around the corner behind the sand dune and we was out the wind. Just find a sheltered spot, which we did. So we had a game round us. Did about 6 of them legged it for a swim. Go on, Benny. No way. Our kid went in and the two lads. There was about 6 of them. But no way. But it was good. And even got the kite up. I thought that's a nice little chap. I'll take a photo of that for the troops. And let's turn off the main drag going up to our premises and go through another archway. There's last lot. Me and our Ben had a shower in this. Brilliant. It throws jets of water. You can see the holes a bit better there. There's holes on them. It throws jets of water out of the wall. Another experience. That was a library, having a perv around there. Some of these books as old as eels. Ooh, tempted by a day. I've got to look. And this vase, beautiful, it was bloody huge. Some of the stuff that was in there. Because it was piddling down outside, we couldn't have a barbie, so we had a barbie indoor. So he done the cheeseburger, sausage, bacon, and chili dip as well in the bins. That's Mark, our kids little, he's while she's cooking. So there's her burgers with the cheese on. Beautiful. Breakfast and all, good fry up. Got out. And a night on the sangria, which I took. They've even got their own old hose pipe, branch, hydrant, and hose. Just say that at 40 bits if they got that in. I think it's 12 of us, 12 and 2 kids. It was brilliant. Made some good party games. More board, sultana, satsuma, satsuma and rum liqueur. Just throw that down your was in. Very nice. For a games room, we had karaoke, table tennis, pool, bar football. Forgot everything. Russian, they went to bed before us. That first night. First time pets ever got off to karaoke. Attracted was always been drunk for a while. Bloody moons. Because I was on this. Rose was going down sweet as a nut. Just gone 2 o'clock in the morning. Russian was still out. I had to move her over so I can get in bed. Next day we legged it down. I forget where we legged it. But it was piddling down out there as well. And the pub was full of bloody Midlanders. I was having a quick pint. And on the afternoon, you got the games out. And this one passed the Boston game for adults and kids, well for everybody. So if they get stuck, look for that brilliant game. That was a one photo in the premises itself of this place. Loads of boys there. I don't know, there was a couple of wenches there as well. I don't know, was it a boarding school? I don't know. Society as a nurse. But there's nothing on it, no data, nothing, no write up. So I'm just guessing. But it was good. Next day on the Sunday, we had Sunday dinner out. Booked up there before we come back home. We legged it straight from there to come back. Come back on the evening. But this was nice and quaint. Good job. Look at that. Because we're going home, bloody sun comes out. Right, back up the garden. The first prim Gladdy, Lady Helen. Quite a few of them come up. Lots of flowers on my straws. These peas, the last ones, they started going off, so I put a cane in them as well. So there's 2 more gone out on the side or the back of the shed. Sorted them out. There's another 2 gone down the bottom. So I've got 3 left. And for next week. Right, I've come to the end of the tunnel. Be great. So what I'm going to do is chop him off. He will go about another 3 inches before he stops. If he gets too long, then I'm going to, well, I should pitch about it anyway. And all this lot, and all the energy could go back into grapes itself. He's got about another 3 foot to go. That's my little chap just opened up. That's another firework one. Right, the rest of the roses that are opened up, I just started opening there. Another one there. But this is left hand corner. That was the left hand back. So I can hold him up because I've got that framework there. Put a bit of rain on him, and there's no strength in that stem yet. It'll be better next year. You've still got to help out with the support. But chuffed with the roses. And that's me getting up, just sorting these out. So this is the left-hand grape. I'm just checking everything again because he still wants to throw new shoots, which he is doing, as you can see there. So he's going to come off. Another one that's well, I'll just take the lot off. Snap them sideways, it'll come off clean. Another one there. Taking him off. He will be open very soon. Right, I've now caned him up. You can't export because some files are missing. This was when I uploaded, probably 6.5 hours from the last Zoom, and then I had this. Here's the error code in case you need it. I said you suck egg, and that's when Ben showed me how to do it on YouTube. You bypass these altogether. What ever that bloody mountain means. It's been doing well for yonks, and then all of a sudden this crap comes up. I've done nothing any different. In the road, they can suck egg. Right, my trial and my compost bins, this was a couple of days ago, so it will soon be up, so I'm starting saving all my scraps again. Ready to be chopped up. Found a ladybird, so I brought him inside the greenhouse. I've got a few bits with a bit of green fly on. You can sort them out. Right, canners. These have gone to seed. If you do get the seed, you've got to get these off when they're black, not when they're in this state. I'll zoom in on him. These have got to really dry off till the outside skins, shells go black as well. But if you do want to save your seed, I found out once these flowers are open, you've got to pollinate. You can't just let nature pollinate for you. It don't work like that. It ain't that easy. You've only got to do it once, but early morning. I thought, that's too much bloody hassle. There's only a certain amount of flowers open. Nah, I ain't got time. Anyway, up. While I was doing that, I saw this little chap off of YouTube. So he went for a walk. And the sweet peas, which I'm getting about, he's an odd one, odd little chap. So don't forget these are scented. So I've done them for pet. Right, he's got to see there, as you can see. There's the new growth next door. So if I get rid of him, you've got to hold him and that stem together solid, and then just snap that one down and pull him away from them two. I've done about 6 of these now. I was a bit rushing. I suppose I was rushing, yeah. Like say that one there. I was snapping him off, but I didn't hold him against the stem, hold them two together, and he bloody snapped off. So you've got to be careful. Right there, I held that stem, snapped him away. Now all the food and nourishment are going to that flower and not looking after that lot. This was sending a message to mate in Canada. Ignore the first photo. This is a photo. Doing it on my phone, which crap. I called it all on my phone. I had to wait until on the internet. Second photo. You say seed from the last flowers dying off or from earlies. I save seeds from all the pods. Did you hand pollinate? No. Going to bed. Because he's in Canada. He's just got up. I'm knackered. I'm going to bed. So you've got to hand pollinate as well. He saves seeds from all the pods because he flogs them. He flogs them in Canada, and there's quite a few people in the UK now. So for me, that's why he needs all the seeds. But that's a bloody hard job. You just do it the once. Yep, just once. That's probably the sticking must be fresh and sticky. I harvest the pollen early in the morning in a little plastic spoon. Then I use my little finger to stick the pollen to the stigma. As I said to use a pencil brush. It says pencil brush is no good because it's too hard to clean. Pollinate fresh, open flowers. Earlier the better. Sorry, it's too much hassle for me. I don't need that many anyway. So I'll just stick to what I got. I should still get a bit of seed from it. But too much hassle. Well, I ain't got the bloody time anyway. Right, peas in the tunnel again. They're doing well. 2 days. The next lot started growing up. Just tie them down loosely again. Persuade them. Right, new flower. Me and the missus can't remember him last year. There's another one open today. Can't remember him either. That's where I put my ladybird on my pepper. There's just a couple of aphids in between the new leaves. He'll sort them out. Right, put my gloves on, just break it up some muck up. This is the dried stuff. Once this is dry, it'll go through the shredder. That's the bag of which I use for this. Jeffrey.
Yeah, Mick, the flower you showed, is that the one you got from Scott?
This one.
No, the flower, the one you said you didn't remember.
That
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's on tonight, is he?
That's an agapanthus, Mick.
Agapanthus, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think that's the one you got from Scott last year.
Ah. I can't remember. Thank you for that, Jeffrey. And you two knew what it was. So I'm just breaking these up small, so I'm drying them out, so I'm putting them through the shredder. And that's the biggest bag I got. Bigger than the, I think it's 100 litre. It's a big like bag of. But he fits perfectly around the base of the shredder. So everything goes into that. There's my shredded seaweed. So I'm bugging that through. That lot was from using the shredder last time. This was stuck inside the shredder, so I took it out as well. To make it easier to go through the shredder, I'm chopping it up with edge shears in the bucket. Meaning they're smaller particles. Once that's chopped, that'll go in there as well. And with me other, that's dried goat muck. Me rabbit muck and all that crap. About 10 days I'm up, got to me fig tree feed. Rainwater, 1 litre, capful. Perfect. Want these ready for our show. Just taking my watering systems again. Perfect for my peas. Right, that's been chopped in my bucket, so I'll put it through the shredder. Still not small enough, so I'll put it through again. Do you remember last time I put it through twice? This was just filling 2 containers up. Really, if I have to do a practical demonstration on my composting methods again, because I hadn't got one with seaweed. And there's one there with it shredded as well, just to show them. Perfect. These 3 now they're germinated, so I've got them all out. And there's the duff corbs, whatever you call them. This is the goat muck that's been through the shredder as well. Look at that, beautiful. I can eat that. I think this was the osmo. Just break that up, and that comes out beautiful as well. And that was what I put on. Just talking about, I said it was a seahorse crap. Suzanne, seahorse? What whatever that means. Where on earth did he get that? Oh, you go. Frankie Shatori. Perfect. It was in fact oyster shells. And this one was alfalfa pellets. That one was layers chicken pellets. And that's all my muck mixed together in one bag. That's going to be a good brew. And that last crap which I had out there from the last shredding job, when I first started, I broke that up and all mixed it up with it. Brilliant. Perfect. So that's me mixed dried muck. I can now use a fistful instead of a good dollop on it. And that was me shredding bits. The compost. So I've got that back in the bag in the shed. You know, I've got room in the shed. Anybody recognise that? GSB. What does that stand for? One of my sayings. Good shit, boss. And it is. So I've got one of them in the greenhouse, one spare. That's in the shed. Right, my little chap's still here. Stuff still doing well, my lime. And then there, that's gone a bit blurred, but there's a bit of green fly under the leaf there. You just found them. This was mixing me a bit of compost. Plus, I've had a fistful of that mixed manure. I'm going to put them on with him. There, you can see him a bit better there now. But he had a bloody field day. Yeah, right, pigging out. Right, normal thing, covering the holes, bottom of the pot. Get the height of what I want. Normal hamster muck on the bottom. Yeah, pop me on. Bottom leaf comes off. Earth up to them. There he's having a kip. He's knackered. He's had his belly full. Slept like a log. Give the chap a good watering. I'm not sure whether it's the chili or the sweet pepper. We'll see any round. Sun's off, so I misspray everything in the greenhouse and in the tunnel. Everything. Just open them out. Honeyberry. All the other crap. Look at these little chaps hanging off. Because they ate that much bloody leaf. They all hang on. I'm too heavy. Spraying them and all. Next year I know what to keep an eye on or start spraying earlier. But he's taking over well. So me new, that's from a corblet from this year. That's why it's only a small flower. But he'll be ideal for next year for exhibition. That corblet. So bunged him in the middle of the sweet peas. Me and Rushin nicking all the stuff again. Beautiful. Right, this is cutting back. I'm just pruning him. I don't want to get too thick where I haven't got air movement in between there. Plus the stuff that's growing towards the back where it's hitting the back of the tunnel. That's coming off as well. Like them there. Another 6 inches either the side. So I'm taking that off and in. I've just got one fruit on there. Still open the chap out and all that will be chopped up soon. That's better. But the fruit are going to be good. Right, any little feelers hanging out to hang on, take them off. Leaf mold, all the lumps out. I'll put that in a big bag as well. Then stems, just got this last lot I shall do tomorrow. I've chopped them up. That was a close up of the one I got. on the bottom of the garden because the sun came out. So there's the last of me rabbit muck and the last of the seaweed drying out. Used to a bit, not damp underneath, but a bit supple. Wanted to dry them out more. Right, peas, every day now I've got to check these. Cut them off and tie them up, help them out. Always look for open them all up, see which one you can get where your growth's coming from. You don't cut the wrong one off. Set them up as well. Look after the chips, and then look after you, hopefully. Because of our loopy weather, the raspberries, they got fruit on, because they spawned everything on early. So, thinking you've timed everything for our show. No, anyway, that's why I stagger sowings and everything. Peas, gladios, a lot. But with these, you've only got one lit in. So what I'm going to do is usually these go to the top. Then I start pinching out everything down here. But I'm going to leave one good one on each one, only about 2 foot high. So if these all go over by our show date, which is just over a month away, and these can take over. And my new yellow one, or golden, that's whatever you call them, them ain't done too well. That's it, people, for this week.
Thank you, Mick.
Yeah. Thanks, Mick.
Cheers, Mick.
Cheers, people.
Okay.
There will be a Zoom next week.
Could be.
That's the 27th.
Okay.